Okay, here's a look at the E-mini S&P for Thursday, March the 17th, 2011. We had a big down day yesterday. This is yesterday's action right here. Here's a low right here. So you can see that overnight session did not take it out at all to speak of, just a little bit, which was somewhat surprising. Usually after a big down day, the market might consolidate, but for it to move all the way back up to the high is certainly disconcerting for the shorts. And as you can see, today's action was pretty quiet, relatively speaking. After all, today we had a range of, I think, about 14 points, so a lot less, or about half of what we had yesterday. So, and obviously the volume was off quite a bit too. So, that kind of action in the market after that big down move and not having any follow through it doesn't bode well for the sellers, although that doesn't mean to say the market cannot come back down and test into that area before it can rally again. So I think the key level here to monitor, we got a couple of them. And I would say on the support side, we're really looking at around 1260 and then around 1249, 1250. So here's our 1260 area right here, and our 1250 area right about here. So these are the support areas as we see them right now. Now, on the top side, more or less today's high in around 74.75 is likely to act as support. And then our next one would be around 79, and then up here about 80. I'm sorry, about 90. So those are the areas that we're looking for as far as support and resistance goes. And do have it's more of a sideways condition, but starting to believe, because of the way that the market held up fairly high today, it could have some more follow through higher. But, and there's a big but here, I think there's certainly a very real possibility, a strong possibility, that the market's going to have to pull back first before it does that. Whether it's to 60 or to 50, whatever. But, the market here closed today around 68 and change. So to get back down to around, the 60 area would not be, a long ways for it to go. It's a very, very sort of plausible kind of scenario. So I think it could get to 60 either overnight or tomorrow and find some support and then rally. It could also, if now there's no news to be released tomorrow, but if the market should find some selling pressure and get below 60, then of course we would take a look at around the 50 area to see if there's some good support there, and then the market could rally from there. After all, when the market did sell off today, it did have a pretty good bounce. The market here had a low today at 61.50, so fairly close to our 60 level, and then from there rallied up to 72. So that's a pretty good rally, and then closed relatively strongly too in around the 1268 area. So it could potentially find support in around the 65, 66 area if it's strong. If not, 60 and then down to 50. But if it gets down below 50, it's probably due for another leg down and could very well test the recent low, which was, I think, 41 or so. But on the upside, if it can hold above 74, I think that's a fairly bullish indication. 74, 75 area could easily get to 79 and then up to 90. So there's some potential there as far as where the market's headed, we believe. Here are the market profiles from the regular trading hours only, and we also use them in our analysis of the market. Well, you can see our trades here today. We had a long trade right here, short trade here, short trade here, short here, long here, and then a series of longs here as the market rallied up. The first one here, it came within a tick of our first objective and then just nicked us here before it rallied. So unfortunately we were stopped out on that first trade. But the second trade here really worked nicely. You can see the entry right here. It came off, actually moved 6 points in our favor here before it rallied up, and we're still able to get no worst case scenario than 2 points on the final partial there. So a nice profit on that trade. We had a couple of short trades here. This first one turned out to be break even, but the next one worked very nicely. And that was a short that we got into at 65. It came right back down here, 3.25 points in our favor as it came within one tick of the low. Gave us this long trade. You can see the entry price right here. Now it wasn't a red filter, so we did not take that on the intraday like we did on the short earlier. So as a result, we didn't get long there. We did exit the short trade there for a nice profit on the final partial on that trade, a couple of points there. Then these other two long signals here, you can see it never did get back down to this one, but this one was beautiful. It came in here and filled us right to the tick. And then had a nice move higher. So all in all, it was a fairly nicely profitable day, which is good to see after the market has been so exceedingly volatile on Tuesday and of course Wednesday. So that's really how we saw the market. So I hope that helps for looking forward in your trading tomorrow. Any questions or comments, just get a hold of us at info@eminidaytrader.com. I always enjoy hearing your comments. So take her easy and enjoy your St. Patty's Day, and we'll see you again tomorrow.